What is up, YouTube? Okay, if you've seen on my last video, it was all about the flex stack pack, loading it out, putting the tools in there. And the biggest gripe everyone has, from what I've listened to and heard from others, is a lot of the guys that are out on the job site working every day, they complain that people are reviewing these things in their garage and they're not getting them on the job site. They're not putting them in their work truck or whatever other vehicle they're using to do work in. Since I'm already out on the job site, it's been raining all morning and it's muddy, it's nasty. I've had these boxes out on here all week long. I've been working out of them. So I'll flip the camera around and show you just the job site, and then I'll show you the boxes, how they're holding up, and what I think so far. So for most of the job, I've had my boxes lined up along here, but since it's wet today, I don't feel like getting them all muddy and having to clean them. So they're all lined up here, and here you go, okay? They're pretty wet. We got some puddles showing on there. They've been sitting out here getting wet now for a while, and I figured now is the perfect opportunity to let them sit out and see how waterproof they really are. One thing I noticed, which I didn't mention in my last video, and I'll put a link down in the description below for that one, but is these bottom feet here are actually all like rubber over molded, and then they rest up a little higher above the ground. So I guess that's a plus, but no matter what you do, if you go putting your boxes in that mud there, they're getting full of mud no matter what. And that's why I wanted to get them out in the rain, so we can really test them out when the boxes are closed and latched to see if the inside stays dry. But I'll show you guys another thing with the outside that was definitely overlooked. So this is a good idea in theory, to have this labeled so you know what it is. But if you guys can see close up in the camera, see that? So once the box gets wet, forget it. The labeling is no good. With that, the labels will no longer be able to be used. I'm assuming maybe if you laminated these, you might be able to keep using them, but you can see every box, the labels are soaked. That's definitely a con to the box. The labeling system is a good idea, but it's a fail because that obviously didn't hold up in the elements. If you're gonna be using these boxes too, I wanna mention, these are probably gonna be sitting out there for a while. As far as my van goes, I mentioned it earlier, this is not the most conducive for me, because whether you're in a van or a pickup truck, lifting these boxes in and out, you're gonna definitely, at some point, you're gonna get a back injury if you're not lifting properly, because they're not light once you load them with tools. Me personally, I think the best way to use these boxes is to have a some kind of work trailer. I had a work trailer before my van. I had a couple of the storage systems in there, and that was perfect. Roll in, roll out, no lifting up and down, up and down, up and down. As opposed to these boxes when they're in the van, me personally, they're just not the most conducive for that. So I would say any of these boxes that have wheels on them, I think your best bet for these boxes, any storage system that has wheels on it that's going to have any kind of weight to it, is to have a trailer that has a ramp door that you can roll in and out. The barn doors will be okay. You won't have to lift them as high, but you're still going to have to lift them up and down. All right, let's open up each one of these boxes and see if everything is dry in here. Everything seems to be pretty dry. None of this wood is wet in here. Second box, same thing. So it's dry in here, but you notice along here is where it's gotten wet from where the hinge is. But they have this, there's a lip over the back of this, so if the water even gets in here, it's gonna drip out and come out the side. It's not actually gonna get in the box. Last box, I just got my batteries in there. And there you go. And that stayed dry too. Same thing on the hinge, but like I said, shouldn't get inside wet because of that little lip on there. So overall, the system's working out pretty well, except that it's just not conducive for me. Even lifting these boxes from only this height is just not the easiest thing, and they're heavy when they're loaded with tools. This, I think, is more for being on the job site for a week, 2 weeks at a time. I think that's the best situation for it, and having a trailer. So there you go. I wanted to get it out here, do a video for you guys on the job site so everybody can see that I'm actually using the boxes and I just didn't load it with a bunch of tools and then it sat in my garage. Pluses and minuses with every storage system that's out there. Obviously you can see I showed you a couple of cons with this one, but in the end it's tough, it's strong, it's rugged, It's definitely contractor grade. I just checked the forecast. There's like a brief stint of about a half hour with no rain, and you can't do much in the rain. So don't forget, guys, give me those thumbs up, share these videos, subscribe to my channel, drop a comment in the comment section below, hit that bell for notification for future videos, and we'll see you on the next one.